The chemistry between David and I was so strong that everyone was aware, and people weren't happy, obviously, because I was being very unprofessional. And he's a married man.
David Beckham's infamous affair with Rebecca Lewis gripped the world's attention in the early 2000s. It's now making a comeback in today's headlines thanks to the debut of the Beckham documentary on Netflix, with its 4th episode shining a spotlight on the scandal. At the time, it rocked the tabloid world. Rebecca Lewis was a former personal assistant to Beckham and his wife, Victoria Beckham, formerly known as Posh Spice. Lewis made shockwaves in 2004 by claiming she had an affair with David Beckham during his Real Madrid days in Spain. She asserted that their relationship was more than just professional, and that it had developed into a romantic and sexual one. The media frenzy around the alleged affair was intense, and it dominated the headlines for several months.
It was in the papers, it was printed, and it affected your relationship.
I mean, as much as you can trust someone and someone can say, honestly, I haven't done this, I don't know this person, as much as you want to believe that person, they've still put that element of doubt in your mind.
At the time, David and Victoria had been married since 1999 and had 2 children together, making the allegations particularly distressing. David denied the affair, dismissing it as ludicrous.
Trying to prove your innocence when you know full well that there's nothing that's gone on. And that was the hardest thing.
While Rebecca Lewis clung to her story, offering interviews and gossip-worthy details about her alleged relationship with Beckham.
He is making himself a victim and he's making me look like the liar for him.
Nevertheless, Lewis's credibility was questioned and her claims were met with skepticism. At the time, she was paid a reported 6 figures to spill the details of what she claimed was their 4-month affair.
Love makes the world go round. If it wasn't for love, none of us would be here.
She went on to pose for Playboy and took part in several reality shows, including Britain's X Factor, Battle of the Stars.
You know what? If you get through tonight, you should try doing tomorrow's performance with your knickers on.
Fast forward to today, the Beckham documentary on Netflix brings the affair back into the limelight.
It was the hardest period for us because it felt like the world was against us.
Lewis has expressed her doubts about how the documentary handled the scandal, stating that it unnecessarily brought back a story that had long been forgotten.
The stories were horrible, but they were true, and he's the one who's responsible for all of them.
However, David Beckham insists that confronting this painful chapter was an essential part of the healing process for himself, his wife, and their family.
So yeah, it was a really difficult time, but I suppose this is all part of the healing process.
Critics argue that the documentary's mention of the affair was, at best, lackluster, and that it might have been better left unsaid.
If you don't want to talk about it, that's fine, but if you're going to talk about it in the documentary, then there's got to be something definitive.
In the end, the documentary paints the Beckhams in a positive light. They managed to mend their marriage, grow their family, and achieve long-standing success in their careers. The release of the Netflix documentary solidifies the fact that their legacy remains untarnished.